All right. First of all, thank you to Ken Frank for the sub. Appreciate you. Thank you to Reaper for the raid before the stream. It was funny. I was like, I always forget to do one thing before the stream. Turns out I forgot to do like fucking 3 things. Whatever. None of them matter. No mail time. We're gonna get straight into it. We're working on this Razor Wing just simply because I have to work on this. Right now, we're in a. If you guys haven't seen this yet, like on camera, but basically this is a big conversion, and I'm like halfway through painting it right now. We're in a very awkward stage, but it needs to get done right now because there's a bunch of masking stuff on this paint job, and I don't want to keep it on here to, you know, in the fear that it will cling to the paint that's on below the tape, and when I pull it up, it's gonna pull the paint with it. So I think the faster you can get the masking tape off, the better. So we're gonna do that. What's going on, Mike Janae, Girl Painting, Paint Liquor, Straken, Pepe Milkshake, Maze Tranquois, Trancos, Jiminy, Whaley, HJM, thanks for this, I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, just rip it off violently. Maybe not. All right, we will switch the cam, however. Ooh, way too zoomed in. Way too zoomed in. So I did some airbrushing, and I kind of determined that after the airbrushing, it's a little bit too much bright and dark, and so I have in my airbrush right now a little bit of cream color, and we're gonna just bridge the gap between the highlight and the shadow here. You know. Just doing some very subtle airbrushing. The kind of thing no one can really notice on stream. That's the good stuff, you know? Broadsword Wargaming. Thanks for the sub. How's fatherhood going? Those colors are looking great. What's that for? It is a Razor Wing jet fighter for 40K. We're getting some inconsistency here with the airbrush. And now is not the time that I want inconsistency. I need this to be perfect. I'm sniping blends here. Start the cloud counter. It's interesting. Interesting. Interesting how so, Ollie? As a man with no child, I'm curious how it's interesting. Always love Tuesday afternoons to get to write my work reports in the company of some fellow Tendy enjoyers. Hell yeah, dude. Sniping the blends and wheezing the juice. Nice, nice. Start the clock. I mainly just want to go to bed. Yeah, okay. I understand that. Well, I don't understand that, but I have heard that before. You are not alone, which I'm sure you're already aware of. I have been using these little filter things that I got from PK Pro. These things. And I'm not sure if they're making much of a difference. I will say that, I mean, they have to be, because every once in a while, especially when I'm using primer, the Stynylrez stuff, I see that it's catching some goop, you know? So it's certainly doing something. Now, is that resulting in me having less clogging woes? Maybe like 10%? I don't know. Hard to say. There are so many versions of airbrush clogging that can occur, you know, just like minor inconveniences, total stoppage, and like everywhere in between. So it's like hard to say. No, he's in the juice. Stop harshing on my grindage cruster. Yes, these little things. What are we painting today? We're painting a razor wing for a little bit. The sad part about these cups is that while they do fit in my H&S Evolution very nicely, they do not fit in the cup of my HPBH, and so I have to kind of precariously hold them here. Hold it there while I get the paint in the airbrush. That's probably the only downside of this particular model. All right, how are we doing? We getting consistent? Yeah, no sputtering, nothing. Just need it a little clean, you know, just a little cleaner. All right, let's snipe some blends. Yes, precious. Needs to be more khaki, less white and tan. Or whatever that color is. I think it just needed a little bit more cream on the sides of these bumps. And maybe some here at the front of the nose. The nose like kind of dips down on the sides. But it is so, it's a front element, and so I think that should be just brighter, just in general. Oh yeah. That is primo. All right, we're going to let it dry. And then we are going to take all the masking tape off. And that is probably going to be a process that takes 20 minutes. They snipes the blends, precious. Is this for your game against Eon? Sure, yeah. I'm doing a little thing with Eon right now. I'm only doing the thing with Eon because like he asked me to do a thing that I already wanted to do, which was paint my Dark Eldar army this year. Not that I wouldn't love to collaborate with Jay. Late Jay's awesome. But when it comes to stuff that dictates the kind of content that I make, I'm very selfish. So because it aligned, I said yes. Which is probably why I'm going a lot slower than Jay is, because I'm just kind of making whatever videos I want to make. Which is not so super helpful when you're collaborating with another YouTuber. Cream, dude! Very creamy in multiple ways. Hell yeah, dude. Electrical tape Scott's got to improvise, adapt, and overcome. All right, I'm going to mute myself. Okay, I'm back. Sponkler! Finally playing Necromuna for the first time at 5 EST. Good luck, sir. I hope you enjoy it. Scott, I am spraying the cream right now. About to take some masking tape off. However, I am going to get another glove because, man, I think even though I waited a full day to really manhandle the jet, I think I was rubbing off some key dark blends, which are unfortunately impossible to get back now because I've done this chipping thing and I can't re-airbrush the black parts because there are bright silver chips in them. And if I did that, I would darken down the silver chips as well. So lesson learned, either give the paint more time to cure or just wear gloves all the time when you're doing stuff like this. Okay, so now we are going to take the masking tape off of this. And this is going to be a fucking project. So bear with me. The reason it's a project is because there are just so many things, little extraneous things on this ship, and if I just fucking rip it off, I will rip those things off with it. And so I do not want to do that. So we're going to try to get the biggest chunks off first. I did the masking tape for like the harsh lines, because there are some really nice harsh lines. Oh, let me say, this is coming off really nicely, actually. There were some really harsh lines to divide the body into the different halves. Yeah, it's coming off really nicely. I'm actually just going to blast it with some heat just to cure that last layer. I did all the painting before lunch. That's why I felt good manhandling it right now, but I did just do some painting, so I'm just going to hit it real quick with some more heat just to really stick that paint down. Jay is a fucking beast. No one can compete with this person other than maybe Vince. All right, Mike, settle down. I think I finally get to learn 40K tonight, bringing out my Death Guard that still need a lot of painting. Sad? Sad face? Are we sad about painting? Oh yeah, oh yeah, okay. All right, come on, buddy. My razor ring has even more. Here's one thing I hate about this stuff. It should not do this. It should not do this. It should just break off. Nice and like other putty. I don't like the stringy bullshit. However, it is coming off very nicely. I will give it that. But this is the spaghetti. I don't want spaghetti. Although, isn't that nice? All that charcoal black with that silver chipping. Woo! Woo! Sad you can't get done beforehand. Oh, I got you. Okay. Yes, I wanted to snap like that. There we go. Sometimes it snaps. Sometimes it does not snap. All right. So that tape is attached to the chain thing, which is very, very weak and easy to break. And then these things on the end are also thin and easy to break. Although, yeah, damn, okay. One thing I also wanted to show you, which is probably impossible to see now. Yeah, it's impossible to see now. I left this thing just totally gooped up for like an hour while I was eating lunch. And gravity just like had all of the stuff like dripping off of the model. Like this black silly putty was just like, it was like slowly dripping off of the Mini, which was like really weird. I kind of wanted just to be like stable and just stay put. You gonna come off? Ooh, don't break. Don't break. Okay, nice. Ah! Okay, we're good. Jesus, sorry. Sorry if I just like deafened you all. The more time I spend on this thing, the more attached I become to it. And so, you know, I just don't want to break it. There's a lot of little fiddly bits on it. Oh, that tape's going to be very satisfying to take off. I cannot wait. Literally. It's technically a liquid. Wouldn't it be an amorphous solid, not a liquid? If I remember back to my science class days, I think an amorphous solid is a state of matter. Oh, I didn't do any highlighting or blending on the bottom of the vehicle. I just figured I was gonna, not only is it gonna be largely hidden by the base, but I'm gonna like do a bunch of weathering down there as well. Okay, I will say the putty is coming off a lot better than I thought it was gonna come off. I heard you can reduce airbrush clogging when you polish the needle and coat it in Vaseline. I don't polish my airbrush needle. That undoubtedly does something. But I do put put oil on it, which is basically the same thing as Vaseline. My fucking ears. Sorry. Sorry, guys. I didn't want to break my big toy. Although, there should be compression. Strange why it wasn't really working. If you ever get little bits of poster tack stuck anywhere, other poster tack is really good at grabbing it. I'm gonna make sure I get it all. So, to get this chipping effect, I did not use chipping medium. I used latex, rubber latex that you use for mold making. And it worked super well. I like erased it off. Okay, time for the hopefully satisfying part. Nice. Nothing. I guess it's not all attached. Oh yeah. Give it to us, precious. No. Ooh, it is pulling up tape or paint. Oh, but it looks nice though. All right, nice little divide there. I did fuck up in one area, and that is right there. It's supposed to go all the way to the end. Apparently I fucked up there as well. Doesn't matter, it's on the bottom. Very easy to fix that. It's a Morbin time. Did you Morbus solid? He also polishes. It's me, I'm Morbio. He wants it. It's battle damage, right? Yeah. Oh, I still have the one tape on the chain hooks. Ah, okay. Alrighty then. I shouldn't be touching the most recently painted part. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I should be fucking recording this. What am I doing? Oh my god, what am I doing? This is the problem with Twitch streaming. The same thing that I'm making a video of is that I often forget that I need to record for the video. Oh. Buddy. Man, let me tell you. I fucking hate shitty pliers. I don't think these are necessarily good, but at least I know they'll fucking grip this thing. So yeah, it is taking paint off, but I don't think it really matters. You can use a paint scraper to get the paint off easily. That sounds a little risque. Oh. Yeah, baby. All right, just wait till I take off the nose of this thing. Oh. Taking off a lot of paint, but it honestly doesn't really matter. You can't even notice, but man, that looks so fucking mean, dude. I love it. When you mask with tape, do you varnish over it to prevent bleeding? No, I do not find that necessary for using Tamiya. There is no bleed anywhere on this tape. The only kind of bleed is, I mean, I didn't like get it in the crack, but I'm gonna enamel wash that or oil pin wash that anyways. I don't care. I've never had much of a bleeding issue with this tape unless I just don't fully stick it down, which I do take a long time to make sure I've stuck everything down pretty fully. Okay, we're still recording on the camera. I need to remember that. So I'll just let it go for like an hour and just burn up 250 gigs of SD card space. Loopy Plus with a rate of 78. Loopy, thank you. Appreciate it. What were you guys working on in your stream? Danimals. When we playing, the nids need something to eat. Oh man, let me tell you, Dan, I am a ways away from having a fully completed 40K army, and the end is nowhere in sight. So how about we play a year from now? Double tape for double the peeling fun. Looks like a skull. Interesting take. Yeah, I can see that. I like that. That's cool. All right. Release your bond to my miniature. Oh. Chat. Look at my razor wing. My razor wing is amazing. Give it a lick. I love the breakdown of the colors. I think that worked out really well. A long time ago, I saw that in my head, and I was like, "Yep, I'm doing that." The black on the outside, and the white in the middle, and then the white's going to be repeated here on the fins that are going to be tilting. I got a little bit of a mist. No, that's not going to matter. That's just going to be another pin wash, and then we're good to go. Okay. All right. I really thought this was going to take like 30 minutes, and that was more like 15 minutes. That was pretty fucking fast. Awesome. I'm very happy with that. I've shown you my razor wing. Please respond. It's on the calendar now. All right. Well, I'm not literally meaning a year from now, but approximately. That is looking rad. Thank you very much. I dig it. I think we're going to not do silver chipping on the white part, but we will do some kind of weathering in like the way of adding little chippy bits with like a brighter cream color, like it's getting kind of knocked down a little bit. But I don't want to imply that this part of the ship is the same as the rest of the ship. This is like a cockpit is made out of like a different kind of alien composite, so I'm not going to put silver under it. And then we have the base coated stuff down here. Yeah, I kind of had to, I forgot that there was no divide between this part and the cream part on the underside, so I kind of just kind of faked it with the tape line. Gonna have to fix that up too as well. Ooh, I likey. Okay, cool. All right, stop the recording. Definitely would have forgotten that. Okay. And that is it for the razor wing. Pop back here for a moment. Check in on chat. I was painting Alariel, the Everqueen at first, then just messing about with some techniques on Space Marines. Very cool. Alariel is a very cool mini. Ayo, that big ship is a big ship. I'm back. Dang, work computer taking over my headphones. Welcome back. Don't listen to him, Dan. June 4th, 2025. Promise is a promise. No, I promise nothing. It's on the internet. It must be true. What I'm doing right now with my masking tape is often when you get crud in silly putty, you can really easily revive it by just kind of kneading it a bit more and effectively mixing the crud into the silly putty, but you're never gonna get it off anyways. It will not come off. So might as well kind of return it back to its original working order in stickiness. Yeah, I'm not so sure about this stuff. It droops annoyingly, and then it does that spaghetti stuff. It's kind of annoying, but it also does other things that's really nice and convenient. So bit of a column A, column B. situation. At what point does the putty become mostly crud? You know, I've never gotten there. It's either just I've either lost it or it works. One of the two. So I will let you know when I get to that point. Yo, guys, let me know what video game you're playing right now and why you like it. Oh, man. You put a fucking neoprene glove on and then your hand just turns into a goddamn swamp. I'm playing Fallout 4. I can't stop. Someone help. Never played any of the Fallout games. BK3RTV. What up? Elden Ring? Rogue Trader. 40K Universe RPG. Hades 2 Early Access. Nice. I'm close to having 2 squads done for the quarterly. Awesome. What are you doing in my swamp? Finishing up Cyberpunk 2077. RimWorld. Ooh, the new expansion is pretty nuts. And of course, Helldivers 2. Gotta die for democracy. Lord of the Rings Shadow of Mordor. Let me, guys, why are you guys playing the game? Why are you enjoying it? Let me know. I love that stuff too. I want to hear that stuff. Yeah, we lost some of the darkness in the shadows. Oh, you know what? You know what also happened? Oh God. Oh no. This is kind of hilarious. So, I mean, it's not hilarious. It's unfortunate, but it's interesting to see. Yeah, I love it when my camera does this. My camera will just pick like 1/16 of the sensor and just like zoom in on that one part. All right, chat. Let's see if you can spot something here. You see that zigzagging pattern right there, and like a nice rectangle from here to here, and then from here to here. That's where tape was. And surely it also happened on the other side as well. It's just, yeah, not. Oh yeah, it happened right there as well. Oh, and right there as well. Son of a bitch, man. All right, well, we should record that because that is something to show for the video. And a little autofocus. I don't know how to avoid that. Maybe what I should have done was I should weaken the tape by like putting it on my jeans first. But this paint was like over 24 hours. And it's acrylic paint. It's not like ink or something, but the tape just, you know, it just took a layer off. You can see right where it was. What kind of tape is it? It is Tamiya tape. Oh, there we go. I hit stop on the recording, and now this is the life that we're living. Well, now you can see it really good in the corner. Fucking A, dude. What is with my camera? It's the Tamiya tape. I'm sorry if I already said that and said it again. Do we think that's just leftover glue making it matte? I mean, maybe. I don't really know. If I touch it, it doesn't feel like anything. But I can seemingly rub it away. So what? You think, okay, I'm gonna wait a day. Or maybe, whatever, as long as I can wait. And then I'm going to, with some maybe cold water and a really soft brush, I'll brush it away. Because I mean, even now, even when you look at it now, it's pretty much gone. So I think with some warm water, we'll be able to get rid of that easily. Good call, Mike. It wasn't permanent. It was just temporary. Tiny bit of warm water. Yeah, lick it. Okay, girl painting. What kind of stream do you think this is? Got some tape stuck in here. Okay. Good old Razorwing jet fighter coming along. He has all the good ideas. He does. Mike should be the co-host. Nice. Co-painting is right. Just lick it. Oh my gosh. All right, that was what I wanted to do with the Razor Wing. I don't want to show too much of the Razor Wing. I want to save that joy till later. Name that fucking movie. If anyone names that movie, I'll paint whatever you want for the rest of the stream. WD-40 removes that kind of glue easily. I think we'll probably start with a material that is less corrosive, aggressive, chemical forward. Yeah, that's the other thing, is that it's a grease, and so it'll make future painting less adhesive. Maybe moisture collected underneath the tape. A quick hair dry may clean it up. Maybe, yeah, who knows? I think at this point it would have evaporated. All right, well, if something weird happened. I think, honestly, rubbing that one spot away with my thumb solved like 90% of the issues. I'm not really too concerned anymore. The good old Dryomatic 5000, absolutely. Fallout 4 is a trap and it puts you into a time trap. Okay. All right, let's paint Vader now. Red Vader. Red Vader, who is not looking very sauced. He is looking a little, how you say, bad. I'm not loving this paint job. I talked to Vince and John about it on the podcast, and basically Vince was like, you just need to do a lot more work. And I'm just like, Vince, I just don't want to do that. I don't want to do a lot more work, Vince. I want to chill. While Vince was here, we shot a speed painting challenge where we're both speed painting the same model in an hour and a half. And the ending will shock you. I know that's like super clickbait, but I'm serious. It will shock you. I mean, it'll shock you as much as a miniature painting video can shock you. You're not going to be like, oh my God, I'm a dad? Like, it's not going to be like that, you know? Although, how crazy would that be? If in the miniature painting video, you found out you were a dad. That'd be nuts. Just a process. Catch up Sith? Yes, catch up Sith. You use the WD-40 to get the tape off, then use LA's Totally Awesome to get rid of the WD-40, and then I won't have a paint job anymore. It'll be awesome. 1.5 is not speed painting. It will shock me. So Miniac won. Well, I think you guys get to determine who won, you know? Although it may be difficult to decide. The video literally causes your device to short and electrocute you. Nice. Shock you. Idyllic BRW. Hello. Sorry for bothering you. Don't be sorry. I'm literally here to be bothered, basically. I want to offer... Oh, no. Is there a mod in the chat? Dan, you're a mod. You know how to ban someone? Ban this person. I do mind, actually, Idyllic BRW. You can fucking die in hell. Okay, sorry. Whoa, that was a little aggressive. Danimals doing some mod shit. Hell yeah, Dan. Welcome to Twitch. Bop. All right. Here is what Vince said, and it's not like I hadn't already done it, but I just need to do it harder and more. I just need to differentiate the glossy red elements from the red fabric stuff, which isn't done yet, but you can see where it's going. And it needs to be more separate in the type of material it is. So like this part, this jacket part that comes down here. And I think I'm also going to paint his cloak the same color. Oh, you know what Vince also said is he said that I should just nix the pinstripes, even though it's sculpted into the model. Or maybe I have a better idea. We painted that so fast that I don't really care that I'm going to basically paint over it. Yeah, okay. Doing work at work. It's been a minute. Was it you that won the Shatterpoint tournament? Curtis won, and then Dan got second, basically. Maybe we should try gold in those grooves. You'll never trick me, okay? I am untrickable. Okay, so let's bust out the crazy inks and fluorescent paint now. And also this, we got the ink, we got the paints, and then where is the Ultra Krill Red? That's the one I want. That's the one that I need. That might be just one random paint that I left at my house. So if that's the case, oh, I never used that paint. There it is. Here we go. Got a little bit of that. Some more palette space over here on this side. We need a white and a black. We have a black. We do not have a white. Okay. All right. Bonjour. 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 How do you say the last part of that word? Bonjour. Bonjour. Is the better idea polka dots? Because I agree. No, it's basically just to make the pinstripes look less aggressive. They're not pinstripes anyway. His clothing is literally grooved, but I think there's just too much contrast. So when you zoom out, it looks like pinstripes. Shade Blight, sponsored by Jeff Bezos. Thanks for the Prime sub, appreciate it. As long as you don't end up with big top Vader. I don't know what that means. Oof, that was probably too much white paint. Vader is ribbed for the Emperor's pleasure. Mike Janae he's feeling a certain way today, you know, chat? So I think we're all gonna have to just let Mike say the things he wants to say, and we're just gonna have to deal with it. Brune the Go. Leet. Oh, nice. Leet. Hey, Scott, I ordered your dyed hoodie. Nice. The one that is end of life and won't come back ever. And if you want it, it's at miniac.co. I ordered it a few weeks ago and arrived on Monday, or Friday, last week, Germany. Nice. Thank you for paying the shipping. I just wanted to say that I love it. Nice. Already great quality, comfy, and thankfully I ordered it 2 sizes bigger than stuff I normally wear. So guys, buy this extra merch while it's there. Apparently buy it 2 times larger. The dyeing process involves drying it in an industrial dryer, and that shrinks the thing. And my merch is seemingly already smaller than normal people merch, so yeah, 2 sizes apparently is how you do it. Janae is Randay. Maybe paint the cape too, so you kind of have the whole mini painted and see what you like and what you don't like. That's not a bad idea. That is not a bad idea. Sure, let's do that. I think we used AK. You know, at some point I was taking notes about what paint I was using, and then that ended. That stopped. We didn't do that again. Vader is interning as a guard. Yeah. Someone mentioned a really cool comic book Imperial unit that I've never heard of before, that we looked at last time. What was it? Like a Knight Inquisitor? An Imperial Knight, I think is what it was called. And it was like all red. I may just paint the parts of the cloak that you can see, because due to the nature of this cloak, I will end up wiping paint off of it. And it's just inevitable. So there's not really any point in painting it beyond the parts that affect the front view. And they were the books that dealt with Cade Skywalker. Who's Cade Skywalker? Yeah, so I just want to see. I want to paint the parts that I can see, basically, from the front. Yeah, you can see I'm already wiping the primer off as well. Or not already, but I am. Dude, thank you, Swan Sean. I appreciate it. I think everyone can paint this way with just a little bit of concerted effort. But you shouldn't feel discouraged if you are not able to paint this way immediately. I have been painting miniatures for over 20 years, but I do not think it takes 20 years to be able to paint like this. Yeah, people like Vincenzo Celeste, who got pretty good at painting very quickly, just because he practiced. He treated it like a college course, instead of kind of just doing whatever you want aimlessly with a little bit of training. Everything he did was training. Kind of depends what you want to do, right? Do you want to improve, or do you want to enjoy yourself? Sometimes you can do a little bit of both, but I find, for me personally, it's a bit of a sliding scale, let's just say. They are pre-Inquisitors, I believe. Oh, Cade Skywalker. Oh, the Knight Inquisitors? Inquisitor? Wait, what's it called? Imperial Knights? Empire's Force users. I'm currently painting a scaled-up Old Hammer Bloodletter with wings. How would you paint the inside of the bat wings on a red-skinned model? Have you found a sword blade? I feel like we're going to do a dark saber. So I'm going to just kit bash with some styrene. A little housing that you would see for a dark saber. I think a dark saber is going to be incredibly easy to kit bash or to scratch build with some styrene. Okay. Now the view we're getting from the front here is very largely red. All right, girl painting. What was the question you asked? Oh. I actually didn't answer that question. I like read it out loud and then didn't answer it like a fucking noob. It kind of seems like if you're going with the red wings, you're doing an inverse of what a normal bat would be, you know, kind of like, I feel like the membrane of a bat wing or any kind of wing is like a little bit red, you know, because it's like very thin skin and you can see blood and stuff easily through thin skin. And so because of that, I might go for like a lighter color. So I mean, it really depends on the kind of red you're talking about. Is it a mauve? Is it a maroon? Is it a, you know, dark brownish red? Is it rusty? Is it orangey? Is it pinky? Like, what is it? It's hard to say, but I might do like a red skin and then like the membrane lighter color. So it's like your skin is darker and the membrane is like a higher value. I've been working on improving my skills. They've been slowly improving. Excellent. I recently won a best painting contest for an Age Sigmar League, which was a big boost in confidence for me. Awesome, Sean. That's awesome, dude. Am I leaving the recesses black? The recesses on his like suit? Like the maroon thing I have painted here? Probably not. If you're talking about the black stripes here, these are the opposite of recesses. These things stick out. No, I will not be leaving those black. A Vader with a Darksaber. Lore nerds lament. Sounds cool though. Sure, yeah. Honestly, I don't even really know what like a Darksaber is. Okay, so we're going to paint the armor pink. And it's going to look gaudy. And just stay with me. The skin of the bloodletter is dark red, highlighted to orange. Okay. What if you did like a cold, pale off-white? So like a gray, so like a light, cold gray, you know? It's like the blue is going to contrast with the orange in the skin. The coldness is going to contrast with the warmth of the red. The value is going to contrast with the darkness of the red and the brightness of the wing membrane. That is going to really draw attention. Like you are getting 3 types of contrast right there. So it's going to be very eye-catching. If you don't want to do that, you could probably remove one of those elements to make it less eye-catching. What up, William T. Wisp? Welcome to the stream. The Darksaber is a famous lightsaber in Star Wars lore, built by the first Mandalorian Jedi. It has a black blade with a white aura. The blade itself is not a stick like usual, but a blade shape. Oh, yeah, I've seen one before in Mando Season 2. I think Moff Tarkin has one, right? Sorry, I've seen one, but I just don't really know like the lore of it. Now I know a little bit more. From what I see here, it's a black blade with a white glow. Yes, absolutely. Did I not say Moff Gideon? What did I say? All right. We're going to mix some white and some red to get some pink. And we're going to use this pink to just really boost the highlights on this NMM. This NMM red. Maybe we'll build up to that. That stuff is basically already that color. Scott, how do you get some crisp audio on stream? What up, Chromonaut community? Yeah, I have a lav mic taped to my chest. That I have a little dead cat taped on top of, so I don't get too much shirt rustling sounds. He's wearing a wire. Yeah, I got a little battery pack, so I can just kind of walk up, stand up, walk around. I used to not do that. I used to have a microphone that would just, it'd be the same microphone I'd use on a YouTube video. But I kind of noticed the problem with it. Basically, whenever you're painting miniatures, you just point your face toward your desk. And you kind of like, well, at least I do. I don't know if anyone else does this, but I kind of like huddle up. And that just is not great for the mic up there when you're kind of like, down here in painting. So putting a lav mic is actually right here, where you normally put a lav mic, is the perfect spot for audio. What if you put a green stuff basketball in Vader's left hand? Just fucking dunking, dude. Vader in basketball would be not fair. Have a better idea of what you want out of it this stream? Double D's minis? Probably not. For miniature painting and talking to your crotch. Lobs are good for everything. They made a run of him in special Imperial Knight action figures. I put a photo in the Discord for you. Oh, cool. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's keep going here. We're going to just really pump the jams here. Interesting. It has an effect immediately, especially over here on this side. Interesting. Let's keep going. You have any plans for the original Stormtrooper color schemes to go with the Vader? Yes, definitely. Did I finish the Drukhari jet bike? I didn't finish it, but we excuse me. We did work on it, and I would love to show you it, because clearly you are here for that. Basically, it was a somewhat complicated tape removal process, because I had done some airbrushing. And also, you get to see all the conversions I've done with it so far. But basically, this is what it looks like so far. A very weathered charcoal black back half and front half. And then this nice kind of ebony, or not ebony, sorry, cream middle part that isn't weathered yet. All these fun studs here and the chains attached. And I have a lot other conversions that aren't currently attached to this thing that I really can't wait to show you guys. It's gonna be so fucking cool when it's done. I can't wait. I think it's gonna be one of the coolest things I've made in a very long time. Like, just like the whole thing, the video, the conversion, and the paint job. It's gonna use so many skills. I can't wait. I can't wait to put on my big buzzsaw stencil. It's gonna look so fucking cool. All these studs here, fading into some lighter beige colors. Ah, cool. Similar to a Rackhearth Flesh for beige. For the beige, I used these colors. This is my base coat. I actually really like this khaki color because it has a very nice darkness to it, which it's great for a shade for off-white yellow, beige. It's the right amount of darkness. I think I'm gonna use this color for my entire army moving forward, just because it just worked out of the bottle. It's not like, the range isn't particularly amazing, but that paint is nice. It's not amazing, but it's not like better than any other one. I also use the Bone White from the same range, Vallejo Game Color, for the mid-tone. And then for the highlight, I just mix in some white ink. Latino, is this video going to be a long? Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a long, probably 40-minute, 50-minute long video, just chock full of custom stencils, custom decals, like maybe oil or enamel pin washing, like paint chipping, airbrushing, paint brushing, heavy conversion work. There isn't going to be like a commission storyline attached to it, but because it's just for me. But it's going to be nuts. And also the base is insane. I don't know if you guys have seen the base yet. I don't want to show you because it's kind of crazy. But the base itself is also insane. And that's going to be all part of the video. It's all going to be one big video. I hate it. I hate parts, Like when I watch a TV show, I want all the fucking episodes to be out. So when I make content, I want it to be just done. I don't want to come out in parts. Yes, the podcast was shown. It was shown on the podcast. But I don't really know, how many people actually listen, watch the podcast with their eyes at all times to see things like that. It's a small percent of my viewership. Meant that the base color was this type of beige with a small amount of red to turn it into more of a bronze khaki in color instead of pure bones tan color. I don't use red. How would you handle the bone color armor for a model Deathwing term? I would use these colors, 100%, 100%. I just finished some Incubi actually, in this scheme. Except it's more inverted. They're more khaki than they are black. But I think this would work very nicely for Deathwing. Here, let me just get them all situated so they're nice and pretty. Brother, you go on this side because you're pointing your sword the other way, and you go right here. Yeah, they're there. So yeah, same colors used here for this armor, pretty much. Honestly, I can't remember. I know I used the khaki. I don't know what colors I used for the highlights, but the khaki for sure was in there. I think that would work for Deathwing, for sure. But then again, if I'm being totally honest with you, cream's not a hard color to nail because it's so desaturated. There's so little color that means there's less to mess up. I listen to every episode, and then when I get home, I watch the what I painted section so I can see the cool war dollies. Very cool. Okay, nice. I like to pull up your podcast and have it on my screen while I am painting Austrian. It's enjoyable to listen to while I am notice the grindstone painting. Heck yeah, absolutely. I think I've watched the Renegade video 12 times or so. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Sar Jukari. Oh, I love that name. Yes, I love that name. That's such a fun name. Are you going to put some pictures on your Insta soon? Really would like taking a shot at recreating those Incubi. Of the Incubi, definitely. I even took the photos yet. I haven't took the photos already. I just haven't posted them anywhere. I'm such a bad social media person. I need to get better about, actually sharing the content relevant to my audience. I think what I should do is I should figure out the best version of that scheme, like the order and operations and all the colors and all the materials, and then share it with you guys, just so you can, if you want to paint your models like that, you can, kind of the thing I do. What? No, don't say it like that. You're creating amazing things and inspiring to follow your journey. I appreciate it, Cycle Fractor. Appreciate it a lot. Yeah. Solstice Secundus Rocks. Solucis Secundus Rock. Okay, nice. I'm bad with the social media thing as well. I haven't posted since December, but yeah. But I have painted a few minis since then. Yep. I just feel like sometimes I get into like a recluse mode, you know. I just want to hide away, and when I feel like that, I like cut out everything that is non-essential, and so I feel like the only things that are really essential are YouTube videos, and so that's just what I work on. I ignore my inbox. I ignore sometimes Instagram, and even like my patron Discord. I'll like log out of that just so I can be super focused on what I'm trying to do. Oh, I saw Furiosa yesterday. Furiosa, the something saga. Need to drop my recent mouse link into the request feedback channel so Scott can put it apart. Hell yeah, dude. Please do. Are you gonna do the color cube challenge like John is doing? No, I'm not. He picked the red color card. Yeah. Or am I just a master of procrastination? I'll set the photo box this weekend, take photos, which turns into next week. Ad infinitum. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. I think I'm in a really good spot with the hobby right now where I have no shortage of stuff that I want to paint. And so luckily for me, I don't really have like a need to inspire myself to paint with like a challenge or something like that. I'm like really eager to get to all these things that I've been looking forward to paint. Which is not to say that the color scheme challenge that John is, encouraging is a bad thing. I'm not trying to say that. But I'm gonna spend time painting. I'm gonna spend time painting the things that I want to paint. Essentially. Give me a word burger for a wizard. For wizard? What? Give me a word burger for wizard? Oh, hell yeah, what'd you think? Mad Max Saga, thank you. I love her mom, Praetorian Jack, and her in that movie. They were all such badasses. Oh, I also saw Furious yesterday. What'd you think? I think I had plot holes, but I still enjoyed it. Wizard. There was so much to love about Furiosa. Like, again, the art direction and the team that did the art and the set dressing and the props and the clothing and anything involving the design of the look of the movie. Fucking 10 out of 10. They absolutely crushed it. It was so cool to see the other factions and get them more fleshed out and hear names and stuff like that. Like it expanded the world in a huge way. Like basically they really teased you in Fury Road with like here's the bullet farm and here is the gasoline thing, and it's like, oh wait, what are those things? But then they're kind of gone. So it was so cool to see all that stuff. I think it was a little bit longer than it needed to be. I think it could have been a little bit shorter. I don't know what part you would have cut out, because I really did like the opening was long. Like, she was a young girl for a long time, but I loved that part. That part was so fucking cool. Like you guys said, Key and B said, her mom hunting down that motorbike gang was fucking awesome. The violence and the action in that movie is so fucking good. It's so good. Yeah, it felt a little bit too long though. Wordburger means definition. Chris Hemsworth asks the history man for a word burger on something. Oh, see, that was the thing. I had a hard time hearing probably like 20% of the dialogue. So I'm sorry, I missed like 20% of the dialogue. So yeah, I didn't hear that part. But yeah, the history man with all his tattoos. And I loved like the guy with the fan on his back and his big horns and then the shroud over his face. Like, there's just so many characters that are so cool. Is there after credits? I'm not sure. I didn't stick around to see. I'm not planning on seeing it in cinemas, but I love that they went for more Aussie roots. Yes, they did. A lot of Aussies actually. I think it was worth seeing in theaters. I saw the Dolby cinema version, and while it was heinously expensive, it was really good. Like the sound was like all the cars were so mean. Like in the very beginning, the mom keeps stealing people's motorbikes because she keeps picking them off one by one and taking the one with the more fuel in it. And the one she ends up on for the majority of the chase scene has just this thunderous sound, and it sounds so cool. Like, if you're the kind of person who likes muscle cars for the sounds they make, you'll fucking love this movie just for the sound effects alone. Period. Like, they're so mean sounding. I love it. I love it. I've seen it a few times. Oh, so you're a big fan. I've seen it a few times in IMAX, twice in regular, and I did finish that regular at theaters. The sound design did make it harder to hear some things. The Thunder Bike, dude. Yeah, okay, it had a name. I knew it had a name. The Thunder Bike. Ah, so cool. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was watching it, I was like, kind of want to play some Gaslands, Kind of want to make a sick little Hot Wheels car. If I'm being totally honest, though, I would rather paint Mad Max miniatures than paint a vehicle, although the vehicle is such a huge part of it. I wish we could have seen more of the building of the rig. They had this awesome scene where they set it up and they're like, oh, we're gonna build a rig, and then kind of just didn't happen. Kind of just skipped forward in time, and then it was done. And I was like, oh, okay. All right, no more spoilies. Sorry. All right, so let's just take stock. Well, let me take stock of the chat. What up, Suddenly Sarah? How are you wearing that hat in his heat? I have AC, yeah. Also, the hat is very breathable. Yo, I've been converting Hot Wheels for Gaslands right now. Nice, dude. We need to do a Gaslands League Adapticon. Holy shit. Mineworks has 2 new busts that are pretty Mad Maxy. Oh, that's cool. I didn't even know that. I also... Oh, wait, there's a sniper girl, actually. I think Vince was painting it when he was here. I do remember that one. What's the inspiration for a red Vader? Red is a very common color for the Empire, and so I just decided to apply it to Vader. Disney does the same thing. They're like, oh, red? Let's make a trooper entirely red. It's like, okay, what if I made Vader all red? What if red Vader's murder mode? When he's ultra mad. All right, but what if you made a 28 mil scale and ran a big Gaslands game at Adepticon? The sound of the war rig when they fixed it up for the first time. Yeah, dude. All the vehicles, they were so mean sounding. It was so cool. I'm not part of the people that likes loud vehicles for the sake of it, but I cannot deny how badass they all sounded. It was awesome. I would also have loved to have seen more of the battle of the 40 days in the desert. We didn't really get to see that at all. Okay, it kind of just came and went. All right, now I'm done talking about the movie. Sorry. It's worth it, though. Go see it. I really enjoyed it. Just felt a little bit long. That was it. I love the red lenses, Vader. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. let's not take stock just yet. Although something is happening that I want to talk about when I'm done boosting all the jams here. I have a 28 mil scale Bradley for Zona Alpha. I have no idea what that is, Ken Frank. Down for some Gaslands. Damn, dude. Now I'm kind of hyped after talking about it and want to go see it again. That was me with Dune Part 2, dude. I was just like, I don't care if it's weird that I'm seeing this movie so frequently. I just really enjoy it, and so I'm going to go see it as often as I like. And like any opportunity I could get to go see it, I would. So if I knew of a friend who hadn't seen it yet, I'd be like, dude, let's go see it together. It's fucking epic. All right, we also need to pump up the jams of the back of his head as well. Although I don't know if I want to do that because I know I am destroying the back of his helmet, like with my fingers and stuff. So this does kind of feel like a waste of time. Zona Alpha is a tabletop stalker convention 2033. Okay, gotcha. I took all my friends to see that in theaters. Nice. I had a discussion with a friend if miniature painting is art. They said it's not since you're not creating anything new. I disagree, but would love to hear your opinion. Ask your friend if the people that color in comic book frames, are they doing art? I think it's tough, right? Like this was the one of the very first podcast episodes we ever did, because it's the first or second episode. It's just an interesting question, you know, like, is it art? I think it's art without a shadow of a doubt. So many things are considered art that would fall into like a similar category as miniature painting. And like, you know, so it's just hard. It's a very difficult argument to maintain when you start thinking about all of the other things that are considered art. I have a squad of kit-bashed ARC troopers for Legion that I painted red. This has inspired me to redo all my highlights better. Oh, nice. Hey, Miniac, how would you do this in white? I'm curious if just shading white, if it's just shading white a whole bunch, or if you're using white sparingly like you do with the highlights. How would I do this in white? Wow, I missed that sub. I missed a sub? Which, instead of chastising me for it, Evan, why don't you let me know who I missed and I can thank them? Better yet, don't ask your friends anything because their opinions on art are just so bad. No, it's an interesting conversation. It's an opportunity for education, I think. Hey, just bought a 3D printer and now I'm learning to paint. I'm trying to paint Kid Buu from Dragon Ball, but this is hard as hell. Just checked your Instagram and your work is amazing. Thank you, Dubzara. I really appreciate that. And yeah, it's pretty challenging. There are some things that can make it a lot easier though. Classical musicians. Oh, what up, Evan? Thanks for the sub. I appreciate it, man. Probably many months now. You're deep in the subs. Classical musicians spend their entire life perfecting their craft to play music that's hundreds of years old and not new in any sense, but their interpretation are individual and unique. Hey, Chromonaut, maybe you were the one who brought the question up in the first place, but That's a fantastic example. Is a musician playing another person's written composition an artist? You know, that's a very interesting question to ask. To whomever friend was questioning whether or not miniature painting was art. I forget who said that. But it's that's the kind of question that at first can feel offensive, but it's not. It isn't trying to be. You know, it's coming from a place of curiosity and conversation. And I think it's an interesting question to ask. Okay, I do want to answer the question that someone asked. Someone asked, how would I do this in white? Like, how would I paint Vader in a glossy white? Like a Stormtrooper white? Like NMM white, maybe? Is that what you're asking? Legally, a performance is a unique copyrightable work of art. An actor doing Shakespeare. Yeah, there you go. There's another good example. Okay. I want to keep going here. I'm going to add pure white now. But just little dots of it. Little specular highlights. I consider it art, but hesitate to call myself an artist. I am more like a forger, as I can make a model look good if I can see a painted version first, but I can get a model from an unfamiliar game without reference picture. I struggle to come up with something that looks good. Understandable. Spatsnat, so you think if you could come up with color schemes more reliably, you would consider yourself an artist? Meth Muffin says, in my opinion, it is art. You're expressing yourself, you're creative, and it's a craft you need hours of practicing it good. I was thinking just this level of detail in white in general, not necessarily this miniature specifically. Okay. So makeup artists aren't artists because they aren't creating faces? Sandwich artists, bro? Oh, sorry, I just thought of that randomly. Yeah, I think we're all in agreement that, without a doubt, it is a form of art. But then again, we are kind of biased. But I agree. Okay, so the question you're asking is, how would I do this level of detail if it were white? And essentially, it's the same thing as what I'm doing here, but with grays and off whites and pure whites and stuff like that. But what it comes down to paint something that kind of looks like this is it requires an understanding of non-metallic metal and specular highlights and how they reflect off of a shape with a given light source and perspective, which I do realize is not a great description. There is an article on Nicholas Gareth's website where he oh no, okay, that was just a chunk, where he paints a white NMM Space Marine, and it's good. It's a good step-by-step guide. Just want little dots, little bing bing bing. Yeah, I'd probably start with a mid-tone gray for white. And then I would work it up with multiple layers of bright off-white up to pure white. Lord Chavez Vader. Vince V has a great video on painting white. I'm sure he does. Maybe a weird question. Any issues building models based on the PDF assembly instructions? They seem low res. I definitely struggle with some of the terrain pieces, yeah. Don't ask me how I did it. I just did it. It was hard. Mike Chandler. Miniac Chandler. Mini painting feels like most like icon religious painting. Agreed upon forms executed with personal style. Use an interesting term I've never heard of before. Icon painting, and then you put in a parenthetical religious? What do you mean by that? What are you relating it to? I've never heard of this before. Thank you, Scott. I was looking at Nicholas as NMM. Yeah, oh God, tons of great references for NMM from Gareth Nicholas. I assumed it was like iconography, but painting religious figures. Like, so is there a genre of art that is painting religious figures exclusively? Look at religious icons from Russia and Greece. They are paintings of saints that have very strict forms. Okay. It kind of just seems like that's a genre of painting, you know, like like a genre of music. It follows very specific, certain structures and stuff like that in order for it to be considered that genre of music. Woo, that's bright. I didn't mean for it to be that bright. I'm sorry, dude. Fuck. Damn it. Isn't that against the laws of nature? Yes, Noxgeek, we're breaking the laws of nature right now. Icon painting is a tradition of creating religious art for prayer and meditation in Eastern Orthodox, Oriental Orthodox, and Catholic churches. It is the tradition of creating religious art for praying and meditation. Wow. What a thing. What a term. Eastern Orthodox tradition of painting biblical scenes, a lot of symbolism. Interesting. Well, thank you, Wancelot, for teaching me a new term today. Like if you were painting Jesus or Mary, there's an agreed upon look to them, but each artist, okay. Oh, so like they have a specific facial structure, stuff like that. Okay. Interesting. When are you going to join Quorum and get on this hot Ranger, Necro, or Shadow Knight act? I don't know what Quorum is. If I remember correctly, like the head angles and the way the infants are painted and even the proportions of the heads and bodies and hands are all agreed upon as standards. Wow, very cool. Okay. Wow. Today I learned. I think that's a great way to describe mini painting. For better or for worse. I don't know if it's a good thing, but yeah, definitely some agreed upon forms that people stick to. Okay, so here's where we're at with the red NMM on Vader. I did not plan to stop here when I was done with this step. My plan was to basically use a fluorescent red ink to dilute this pinkish white highlight so that it looked, it looks more like red. But now that I'm looking at this, it does feel more like NMM. And I don't know necessarily why it feels that way. I hate the shoulder. The shoulder looks so distracting. I need to fix that for sure. But I am very surprised at how much more it looks like NMM. Specifically here in the shoulder area, maybe a little bit right here, and definitely in the face. It's given that red NMM vibe. Here with the dots, it looks a little hokey. I don't know about that. But there are certain areas that are really working for me. And so now maybe I should do something, I should be sparing with my ink to not run over all the bright colors. Okay, back to the chat. The dimensions are pretty rigid, but for someone with no talent whatsoever, it's all relative. Presumably where the word iconoclast comes from too. Oh, I've never heard of that word before. It's also how people react so viscerally when things break the standard rules, like the old world models that everyone freaked out about recently. Wait, so are there standards for sculpting as well? I suppose there are. Xander, so my plan is to scratch build a Darksaber. A Darksaber seems to have very geometrical shapes, so it'll be very easy to scratch build with styrene and stuff. My robot game from BSS came in, and the production prints are production print supports are very interesting. Very interesting sounds like a different way to say they're bad. You say they're bad if they're bad, or rather say what you're struggling with. Are they not printing very well, or why do you think they're bad? If so, once thing is constant between minis I painted and the icons, they're all cross-eyed. If miniature painting was literally just paint by numbers, I could see the argument of it not being art, but you are making the decisions on how it looks other than the physical space it takes up. Of course, of course. People often relate miniature painting to like a craftsman, as opposed to an artist, I don't really know the fucking difference. I think they're all artists and they're all craftsmen, but I think I understand what they're trying to say. Anytime someone tries to say miniature painting isn't an art form, from Brutal Burrito, I show them Julia Mashura's work. Julia Wera, oh yeah, she's great. She's great. Julia Wera on Instagram. If you guys don't know who Julia Wera is on Instagram, go check her out. She does fucking insane freehands on like huge capes and dresses and stuff. It's incredible. It's because there's almost no gradient in the N&M red. Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's what it is. This looks awful. This dot. I hate that. It probably feels like N&M because you are recreating a highly... Yes, of course, Lunchbox Supreme. I was trying to do that before as well, and now it just seems like it is the effect is coming through better, I should say. They aren't bad. No, these are physical goods. They printed and sent. Oh, okay, not STLs. I misunderstood. They did some really interesting stuff. The production prints are vertically linked. Is that brilliant? So like models are printing on top of each other? That seems awful, actually. Although I'm not seeing, maybe if the supports from the print bed grow above the model to create a new layer for the supports to then branch off of for the next layer, that seems awful, honestly. The higher you go, the more prone, at least in my experience, I am to failure. So I'd be very terrified to stack models like that, unless like your shit's on lock. Maybe their shit's on lock. Wow, okay, that's incredible. Stacking works well when you know what you're doing. Turns out, that's what all, okay, this is new to me, HUD. I did not know that. Interesting. Does that save any time? Why would you do that? I feel like the print would take forever. So it's not like you're saving much time. And you're increasing the chance that's going to fail. You're not increasing the efficiency a whole lot because it prints the one layer at a time. So if you go higher vertically, you're not saving time. What's the argument for this? You only have to set up the job once. I suppose so. That's a benefit. Yeah, wow, that's some stuff I'm not, me as well. Suddenly, Sarah, I mean, I can barely fucking print like 10 models without there being like half failures. I've seen vertical stacking before, but never done in such a way that it's printed ready to be packed. It's almost like an injection molded sprue until you realize it's resin and it's 3 layers of sprue on the sides. Oh, I think it's fucking great. All right, very cool. I'm very interested in seeing that. So you can print a lot of stuff without having to interact with it as often. Right, yes, that is definitely a benefit. The area it takes up on the build plate is obvious, the key advantage. They can print an entire big robot in the space of 1 inch by 4 inch. Yes, but you're not saving any time and efficiency because the higher you make it, the longer the print takes. So, but yes, you have to push go less often. Interesting, very interesting. I've never heard of this. I'm learning so many things today. I love it. Okay, so chat. To fix this shoulder over here, but you only have to turn it over once instead of multiple plates. Correct, yes. You save time in scraping things off the build plate, putting it back on, pushing go and stop, all that stuff. You don't have to push stop, but you know what I mean. Pushing go as often is a ton of efficiency. Is it? Okay. I believe you guys. You should also spend more time in the supporting phase as well. Let's not forget that, is that to make this scaffolding, and maybe they have like a STL of the scaffolding for parts just to fit into, that they then make custom supports to bridge off of. So maybe this is a one-time job. You know what I mean though? Like it would take forever to do that support job as opposed to a normal support job. But it's very interesting. Okay, so chat, I said I didn't like this dot right here. It just looks like a dot. It looks stupid. I hate it. In order to fix it, we're gonna make it bigger. Not the white part so much, but the surrounding color. So it looks less like a dot. But when you're doing a production runs, that support time is not a big deal. Well, Rufus, if you have to do that every single time for every model and parts of models, that is definitely a loss of efficiency. No, unless you have pre-made scaffolding that you just drop into the 3D printer and then build off of, then you're fine, pretty much, I think. Turn that dot into a regret. Guy Montag, do not curse me, okay? HUD says, I think higher-end machines have software that do it automatically. Okay, cool. Sort of, but now the other key thing is that a longer print is more efficient in an overnight operation. You produce a large batch of physical goods, and then you have labor on hand to do all the work related to them during the day. If you have short print runs, then you're wasting off hours. Fuck this dot, make it bigger. If the goal is to mass print one model, can probably make supports for one and dupe it and stack over and over again. Yeah, probably. Okay. Yeah, we're not gonna, so the dot is gonna stay the same size, but the surrounding area around it will get larger. And so it will feel less like a dot. And this is the kind of thing that I don't really like know, like when enough is enough. And so I'm really gonna push it. And we'll discover. I don't want to make that dot smaller. I just wanted to add the red. What up, Wolfgrave? Yes. Even Lychee. Why are you saying it like that? Is Lychee like some fucking haggard support software? Even this dog shit stuff will work. All right, let's just stabilize that. Lychee is a little sketchy with supports. I actually really enjoy Lychee for supports. Although I will say that I enjoy it like the paid version. You have to pay for it. All right, now we're gonna do a slightly brighter pink. Ooh, that's a little bit more than slightly brighter. Even that. The free version can be a little sketch. We'll agree there. Yeah. Ooh, jungle bits. Yeah, I did the free version and it's resulted in a number of failures for me. Slicing is great, but I don't know about support feature. Auto supports from Cura work better for me. Nice. I've never used Cura. I've only used what have I used? I've used the one that everyone uses from Anycubic, and then Lychee. That's it. That's all I've experienced. Hmm. Yeah. Cura's FDM only. Okay, that's probably why I don't use it. Chitu box, thank you. I use a combo of Lychee and UV tools. I've used UV tools actually before, but not for support. I think back in the day, UV tools used to make a tool that would find islands for you, and then you could go back into Anycubic and go to the specific layers where there was an island and find those islands and fix them. We got AI art shitting out constantly, but we can't get AI supports that work with one button. Shake my damn head. Also, the act of slicing a file into layers changes the model. UV tools is essential to a resin printing workflow. What does UV tools do, Rupus Kip? Yeah, Wolfgrave. Now that kind of stuff is just built into slicers. But back in the day, it didn't used to be. Thanks, Evan. Yeah, Max Salty. The one in Chitu is interesting. It like has various levels. It's like how many islands do you want to detect? Do you want to detect the ones that are virtually impossible to see? Do you want to detect, 5% less of those? Do you want to detect, only the most heinous of islands? Okay. I'm liking that. I'm liking the looks. Oh, this is fucking awesome. I think this looks a lot better. I think we're still gonna do some red ink glazing here. We're just gonna try to preserve some of this white. It's got ion detection that is much better that you find in slicers, but it's also got a lot of other post-processing tools. Like what? The ion detection, I'm not want for that anymore. I feel like the ion detection in my slicing tools is good enough. I don't need better ion detection. Back in my day, we had to sail the 3 seas on our own to find the islands manually in the snow. Yes. It's got some functions that you can help. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, I certainly need help calibrating my printer. Manzac Miniatures. Yeah, what is Quorum? I have no idea what Quorum is. Okay. Let's take some of this crazy fluo red ink, which looks like kind of peachy pinky, if I'm being quite honest, when it's like wet. And I know it's super diluted, so let's just take it raw. And we'll try to glaze some goodness in here. Tips? Quorum sounds like a futuristic meal replacement snack. Kind of like, what's the one that starts with an S? Soylent, right? Sometimes, and I mean very rarely, I feel like I could be a Soylent person, but then I'm just like, man, I love Doritos too much. Slurm, Soylent, Peachy Tips. I will say that these Dollar and Roundy inks, sometimes the pigment settles on the bottom, and you can tell because you can't see any bubbles. Like, I can see some bubbles in the middle, and they're moving around. But the rest of this stuff is just encrusted. I don't know if it's pigment or if it's ink. But yeah, it's starting to... I'm starting to get some of that pigment. I want all that pigment. I want my pigment. Quorum is the new Soylent Green. It's got tools to help eliminate elephant's foot for resin printing models directly to the build plate. That's nice. Suction detection, resin trap detection, advanced infill tools for hollowed models. Okay, nice. Yeah, so just that, all that shit should just be inside of a slicing software. It should just, does UV Tools also do slicing? You gotta drop some balls in it? Yeah, you're probably right. I should probably put some agitators in my Dollar Roundy inks. Are we doing better now? Yeah, so now it's all broken up. Nice. Just got golden light molding paste. Nice, bro. I think you're the first person ever to directly tell me that you got golden light molding paste. Love that. Should I put it on with an old brush and leave it to dry? Yes. Just do that. If you want more of a wet snow look, or if you want to smooth it out without it being kind of like rough, use a little bit of water. It acts to water, or reacts to water beautifully. But like just straight out of that puck, it is fucking snow. It is amazing, and it's not expensive. Maybe it wasn't when I bought it, at least. UV Tools is for post-processing sliced files, but the annoying part about that is that presumably it will reveal things to you that you can only fix in the slicing process. You have to go back and fix it, rescan it in UV Tools, and then do this dance over and over and over again. Am I wrong about that? You can also change the exposure settings after you slice the file. Oh, I didn't know that. It's an EverQuest thing. Okay. Yeah, because the guy keeps bringing up fucking Quorum isn't telling me what goddamn Quorum is, man. Zach Miniatures, where are you at, brother? Raising Cane's is really just ground up Quorum. I love how the Quorum memes. For minor islands, it can repair them. Yeah, so you see what I'm saying, Rufus? Like, that's just hella annoying, and I would rather it just all be in one software so I can just, see it virtually supported, see the problems, fix it there, and then export it. It's integrated to some extent into Lychee. Okay, nice. Quorum is the server name of a free-to-play EverQuest server. It slowly rolls through the original game that a lot of people prefer up to the expansion, but has a lot of nice quality of life improvements that make it not the grind the game once was. Lizardmen just got unlocked to play, so there's a huge resurgence of players. Nice. Okay. Oh man, this color is nuts.
Was doing some research how to build snow ice bases, and your ideas seem the most convincing to me. Love your content and recommendations. Besides, I'm a hobby newbie, and it's lots to learn, but I enjoy the process. Awesome. Hell yeah. That's an old video. That is an old video. All right. That's working for me. Ooh, Shadow Knights and Necros. That sounds cool, Manzak. The problem is the real problems can't be detected until you slice the model. Otherwise, slice software is just guessing. I don't buy that for a second, Rufus Kit. I don't think you should either. I think this is all done virtually. The file is a virtual file. You should be able to render it in like a pre-render state and look at it before you create the physical thing. Like 100%, that should be calculated or be able to be calculated. Maybe like not now, maybe in the future, but like absolutely, this could all exist in one piece of software. Maybe we don't have the technology yet. Software engineer Scott. The toilet water is leaking into your office? Jesus, that's not good. Obi Jon Snow with the Submarino. Just hopped on. Vader looking sick. Thank you. You've made a lot of progress since I last saw it. Will you be making a video about the paint scheme? I sadly will not. This was a thing I just kind of randomly started. I painted too much of the white paint at my home, and then I just brought it to work to paint one day. This fluo paint though, when applied thickly, it's good stuff. All right, Vince. I guess you were right, you bastard. I didn't want to take the time, but I am kind of glad that I did. Thought he was getting there. Thank you. Appreciate it. What up, albino black sheep? You can do it all in one software, but you still have to slice the file first to get a real look at when the problems appear. Lychee and Chi2 to some estimations, but they aren't as accurate. You'd think you'd have learned his lesson by now. Yeah, you're right. Vince is the original gangster. I think someone should keep track of how many minis that guy paints in a year and how many minis Jay from Eon's Battle paints in a year. 'Cause I don't know. I think Jay might be stomping on his turf a little bit. Oh yeah. Okay. I could nurture this a lot more. But I getting a little tired of painting Red Vader. At least the armor. I want to move on to other stuff. Oh, did you guys see Thrawn came out in Shatterpoint now? Thrawn and some ISB agents. Pretty cool. All right, let's do one of these. The camera's gonna shake a little bit. Sorry about that. Let's just zoom out and just take a look at it from far away. How do we feel? How do we feel about the red armor? Is that looking shiny? Does that feel like shiny red armor? I must have Thrawn. I know. I'm just so hyped to see more Imperial stuff. I love it. Jiminy Paint says it's hot. I'm just counting down the days until my boy Lobot. Laud, the red being brighter even makes the pants contrast better. I know, yeah. It's really interesting how a part on the model gives context to the other parts on the model in this really interesting kind of way. It's the kind of thing you just don't think about until you do it, and you're like, whoa, I didn't know this was gonna happen. Yeah. Wanna run Thrawn and Bad Batch against the Spectre crew. Yeah, there's a lot of people in the game that I don't really know where they came from. I keep making the mistake of looking up Star Wars toys to potentially destroy and turn into Shatterpoint boards. That's a mistake. Did you consider not painting the cape to enhance the red armor? Felgers. What up, Plank Walker, our resident lurker? Anyone here have the Kragnos model? I don't have one. So about the red cape. This model is kind of a challenge. Vader is all black, and the question I wanted to ask was, what does an all red Vader look like? Originally, I did plan on having silver in there and black, neutral tones. But the more I painted him, the more I was like, I want to see what he looks like truly when he's all red, pretty much. Which is why I painted the cape red. But I think it would look better if it wasn't all red. But at this point, I'm committed to the meme, the idea, the red Vader. Have I seen Boyle Hobby Tam? I have. Boyle rules. He does do a lot of Star Wars stuff. Yeah, I love his little sci-fi Wild West city he's building. Boyle rules. Check out Boyle on YouTube. I like Boyle a lot. The red cod piece, and it's shinier now. Your next Vader should be shiny. Oh man, a shiny. So here, a shiny chrome Vader, dude. I mean, I think I'd rather just paint Phasma. Phasma, dude. Phasma was so cool when that movie first came out. That character design, I thought it was so cool. What this fluorescent ink is doing is sometimes the red gets a little muddy when it mixes with black and with white. And this is really like juicing those colors up. So not only is it paring down the white a little bit, but it's also just giving so much more saturation to like the midtones and the in-between colors. I know it's probably difficult to see, but I promise you it's happening. There's so many edges on this guy's face that you could edge highlight if you wanted to. I just don't know. Oh man, Bear looking sick. Thanks, Adric. Appreciate it. Chroma Armor is fucking hype. It is hype. They haven't gotten to the sequels yet. They haven't, dude. I would take some red. Oh man, some fucking, what are they called? Oh no, I can't remember any names. Ben Solo's squad of goons. Shit, someone help me. I can't remember what they're called. Sith Troopers. Yes, I'd love some of those.
The guards as well in the room at the end. Knights of Ren, thank you. I want some Knights of Ren, dude. Phasma as well. Yeah, dude. All that stuff. Give it to me. Give it to us, precious. Yes, yes. Okay. We're gonna stop on the red armor. It's looking good. You know me. I could grind on this stuff all day long, forever, if I wanted to. And I don't want to. So we will go back to the red cloth. You know what? We'll go back to the pants, because that was the other problem that we tried that looks a little goofy. Is it kind of like his pinstripedness? So we'll go back to the pants and we'll paint just one leg to see if we can fix it. I think I made a mistake when I was painting in thin dark lines into the pinstripes. I don't think I should do that. I think I should leave them as the original shadow color, which is kind of like a brown color, maybe. Whole red. Was it whole red? I think it was whole red. Or is it this? Is it this? Oh, it's red. Ooh, reddish black. That looks nice. We'll do reddish black instead. This doesn't cost us a lot because we painted this so fast. So we can buy minis and tell better stories with them. Absolutely. All this we as if we're to blame for the state of the model. Yes, the pew pew sounds are going to come into full effect here. When I finish this razor wing over here, I'm gonna make so many pew pew sounds. Oh, there is one thing I want to see on this razor wing. So I use a little bit of Molotov chrome in these guys, and so I painted the windshield Molotov chrome. I'm gonna paint the casing around the window cream to match where it goes. But I just want to see what it looks like with it on it. I'm probably like fucking up the silver finish right now with my fingers. Okay. True. Yes. Yes. Yes, precious. Give it to us. Yes. I can see it with the cream border. Oh, a couple other bright silver elements. Oh. All right. Put you back. Look at Smexian, dude. Crazy good chrome. Yep, it's Molotov chrome. It's a pen ink. Is that chrome going to be a bitch to paint over? I think probably the first layer of paint might be annoying. But then after that first layer, the parts that I hit with acrylic paint will have that nice tactile grip, and it'll be normal. It's like if you've ever painted a bare plastic model for the first time ever. Like that first layer of whatever paint you want to use is a bitch. But then like after that, it's like totally normal. Mirrored like an astronaut visor. Exactly. Exactly. All right. Okay. Oh, we're doing the pants. Man. I'm all over the place. Sorry, chat. All right. We're going to repaint his pants because it's okay. Actually, you know what? Maybe they should be black. Because this is the mid-tone essentially. I want the pants to look like this color. It's a nice dark maroon. So while it's still kind of wet, let's see if we can just sneak in some. No, wet blending is not going to work like this. This is not how wet blending works, Scott. Yeah, okay, we'll let it dry.
Obi-John, it's a pen ink that I airbrush. So I take the ink and I put it in my airbrush and I spray it. But I'm pretty sure that like AK Interactive now makes a product for the hobby that is a very bright chrome. I think. All right, let's get some black here. We'll mix it with this maroon color to get a shadow. Okay, and I think for the highlight, we just mixed in a cream color to kind of get like a pinky color, a very desaturated one. GSW has a chrome paint, yeah, but don't support GSW. They fucking blow. They're awful people. I don't say that about like any company in our hobby, just because it all does feel a bit like a tight-knit family. But Green Stuff World legitimately is run by people who just don't care about other people, and that's lame. I've had luck with Nuln oiling over slick paint like that to give it... Yeah, that could also work. Will the Sith sword be red too? You know, the more I keep talking about this paint job, maybe it should be red, you know? Maybe it should be red. You know, maybe I didn't use reddish black because now that I'm mixing cream with it, it's kind of like turning into a purple color as opposed to whatever color I have on the rest of his arms and sleeves. Which, like, I guess still kind of works for what we're trying to do here. What was this color? What was that color that I did? Was it this one? Was it Dark Shadow? Maybe. What does Green Stuff World do? Yeah, well, first of all, their business model is one of, we're going to take a thing that someone else makes and for the hobby and put our label on it and sell it. And that's not illegal. That's not evil. That's just, I think that's lame. But then they also just like steal artwork like of like, say, like a model that someone painted to use as box art. And then when called out on it, they'll like Photoshop the paint job to make it look different. But like they won't do a good job Photoshopping it, and so it'll still be obvious that they're just lying. And it's just like, it's just so bad. It's so obvious. Like they have the patent for color shift paints in Spain for the miniature painting hobby, and Vallejo made a set of such paints, and Green Stuff World copyright struck a YouTuber who was reviewing Vallejo's set, whereas the YouTuber is a third party in all of this. They're not at all like related to Vallejo and what Vallejo is doing. It's like they just do stuff like that. They're just a lame company. They're just not cool. Lazy evil. There you go. Might be a blue-based black. Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. Don't forget suing other companies for doing stuff that they are allowed to do. Try to make it difficult to compete with them. I don't know about that. What is that? Someone made a video. I think a German YouTuber made a video that like detailed all of their crimes, and it was exorbitant. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Like what? And it was like a small YouTuber, you know? It made no sense, Wolfgrave. It's like, oh, you want to steal the 30 cents of AdSense his video is gonna get? So, yeah, it was hard to explain, honestly. Sword and Board, yes, that was her name. That's like someone trying to go after Tamiya. Yeah, it's this is bizarre. Okay. So. I'm repainting these pants, and I'm hoping that I'm just doing it with less contrast in the pinstriping area. But let's see if it's really making much of a difference. Kind of, but is it substantial enough to really matter? The more I look at Vader, the more I wonder why he opted for human legs and human feet. Very infrequently am I trying to get less contrast on the model, but that is what I'm trying to do right now on these pinstripes, just because they look so obnoxious. They're not pinstripes, they're pleats. Is that it? No. Is that the right term? I don't actually know. Yeah, I think that ultimately looks better. All right, I still think I'm painting with the wrong paints though. I can't find that color that I used originally. I'm looking forward to the new Monster Hunter game. Corduroy. Yeah, it's corduroy. That's what it is. Let me just blast this real quick. Start looking posing. Nice. What size brush is that? At the scale of miniature, the hairs must be close to 3/4 or 4/5 of an inch. You mean in length? This is a brush from Mindwork Games, size 2. I've had really good luck with Mindwork brushes. I've gotten 2 sets of them, and they've all been really nice. The length, though, let's see. The length is a little long, but it's not too bad because it's got a good snap. Let's see here. Pretty much dead on 15 mil. But you were asking in inches. In inches, bing, it's a little under 3/4, 5/8. 5/8 of an inch. Measure twice, cut once. What is this? Is it 5/8? That's the half. Those are 1/8 marks. It's like, yeah, 5/8. I noticed my Winsor and Newton were much shorter. Yeah, Winsor and Newton they're short. They are short. Sorry, hit my camera with my head. My big head. Just adding in some shading here with this with reddish black and black mixed together. You can't see what I'm doing. Sorry. I did it again. God damn it. Yeah, there are some volumes here that we add some shading to right there, and then I added some up in his crotch region and like on the backside of his thigh. I kind of feel like this jacket part should be a warm brown leather, like a reddish brown leather, and the cape should be red. I don't know about that though. All red all the time. A friend and I are finishing work on our alpha rule set for a war game. Is there any chance you can send we can send a PDF for review? Yeah, I mean, like, it's not, you know, we talk about gaming a lot, but I guess gaming isn't really my thing on the internet as far as social media goes. But that being said, I do love games, and I do love talking rules and balance and how to make a game better and stuff like that. So if you would like me to, maybe we can like make a stream thing of it. We can take a look at, or I can read your rules before a stream, and then I can talk about it live on the channel. I don't know. Yeah, but I guess I say all this just to state that I'm not like a person that you should listen to, an authority when it comes to wargaming. But I would love to check your game out. If you know what I mean. I think making the pinstripes less noticeable. So basically, the lines are getting darker, but the highlights are getting brighter. And to me, that always makes the contrast a little bit lower. Obviously, it depends on the situation, but it feels like that to me. And the color, the hue is largely the same. So, Warwill, first I'm catching you live. Thank you for all the YouTube content. You're very welcome. I just picked up a Monument Hobby Sable from my friend in the local game store. Tip seems very splayed. This is my first Sable, so I'm not sure if it needs to wearing or what. Noir Deus. Let me introduce you to the world of Sable hairbrushes. It is a lottery. Sometimes they're awesome, sometimes they're not. If you're buying them in person, though, hopefully you should be able to look and see which ones are nice. Like, you want to see a fully formed tip like this in the packaging, you know? Whether or not it falls apart after you start using it, that is a different story. But at the very least, it should look like this in the packaging. But yeah, it's kind of a lottery. Some Sable hair brushes are amazing, and they're amazing forever. Some are not. It depends on where you get them from. If it's Amazon, if they got shipped poorly. If you get them from, Blick, maybe they're, higher quality. They do better QA. It's tough. But a good Sable hair brush will last you a very long time and have a very sharp tip for a very long time if you take care of it and know what you're doing. I would be so pumped for that. Currently, we're looking at, does this make sense to someone who has never seen it before, and would someone be able to play this out of the book with no support? How long is it? Let me ask that question first, because if you're gonna dump like a, 30-page, 20-page, no image rule book on me, I'm probably not gonna have time to read that. But if it's a smaller game, then it's not a problem. I just did some more work on my own game, my dueling game recently. Me and my buddy both want to make games. He wants to make a video game, and I want to make a board game, essentially, or a miniature war game. We just figured we'd get together and talk about game design and talk about the progress we've made. So kind of like an accountability development partner. So yeah, I've been doing a little bit of work on that. Is sable hair like synthetics, where sometimes you get the holy relic of synthetics and it's phenomenal? Accountability. No, I would say it's way more reliable than synthetics. I would say in like a pack of 10 brushes, you'll get like one synthetic that's like, holy shit, I could paint a display model entirely top to bottom with this thing. And with sable hair, it's much more reliable. I would go to say it's like very reliable. I have very good luck with sable hair brushes, but how much I hear from other people, like how poor their experience is, I don't know if I'm like just hearing from like the people who have a bad experience, and I'm not hearing people who have good experiences with sable hair brushes, but I feel like I hear from a lot of people like how frustrating their sable hair experience is. New podcast incoming. Sounds like a stand-up meeting. It kind of is. It's one of those things where there are people like this with any hobby. It's like, this is a thing I know I want to do. I know I want to get better at it. I know I want to progress with it. But if left to my own devices, sometimes I just don't do the thing I want to do. And so it's helpful to have an understanding with someone where they're like, my buddy doesn't necessarily care if I show up and I have nothing to show for myself. I care. Like, I care about that a great deal. And so it just helps me to motivate, getting some progress done. Okay, I don't really know if we changed much of the suit. I don't know if like Vince were to look at this, if he'd be like, yeah, that's better. I feel like it's better. I think we made it better. Just by reducing the contrast of the stripiness in general. It doesn't need to be like super contrasty, it can be a lower contrast element because it's not important. And then like the armor will look cooler. The shame factor. Yes, shame. I must be a man of my word. Okay. Let's because we're just trying things out, let's keep the Coke red. I feel like we've repainted so many parts of this model, but I really can't see a scheme in my head like I normally can that looks good. And so we just need to do it for real. Let's paint the jacket and the waistcoat brown that we then highlight with a warm, brighter color. I guess maybe like a skin tone, like a really, this color. Yeah, this color. I love highlighting brown leather with this kind of color. The greaves and shoulders match more without the pinstripe interference. Interesting. That's an interesting observation. I feel like I could make the shading more exaggerated, like we saw with that comic book reference. I know I said I was going to start doing something else, but I can't help myself, you know? Once I get an idea, I just want to try it out. It's hard to do this aggressive of shading at this stage, though. No. Oh, I'm going to repaint that anyways, doesn't matter. Okay. It's an ADHD thing. It's called using a body double. It's so helpful for me. Nice. I've had my Sable brush for 6 years now, and I paint on average 2 hours a week, and I'm only now... That's incredible. 6 years. 2 hours a week is low. Like, it's not low. I don't mean to say it's low. I would say it's nearly average. Well, I have no fucking clue if it's average or not. But that's a long time, even if it's 2 hours a week. That's a long time for a brush to last. That's amazing. Yeah, there's not a lot of contrast in the black version of the pants. Right. That's a good point, Rufus. If you do nothing, nobody knows it's okay, and now your friend will know. Which Vader kit? Yeah, Shatterpoint. Red cape with Sith script freehand around the edges. Ooh. The coolest models promoting the lamest show. All right, let's just see what happens. It took us like 15 minutes to base coat this stuff, so we're not losing a lot of time. Also, I just want to see it from the front. You know what the fear is? The fear is that if I will dry it first. I got a work call, right? Started answering. I'll check on the VOD when it posts. Thanks. Nuor Deos, the short of what I was saying is that the sable hair industry is a lottery. Sometimes you do good, sometimes you don't do good. But more often than not, you should get a great sable hairbrush. If you're buying it from your local game store, maybe you can return it. Here's the problem with a brown cape, which it will get brighter than this. I think the highlight is going to make it look too similar to the undersuit. And the problem is it's not going to look like a red Vader, you know? It's going to be like a mostly muddy and desaturated Vader, but not like red Vader, you know? So I feel like the brown is a mistake and it needs to be red. There goes that pop. Yeah, I know, right? It's gone. Now, I don't necessarily think this looks good. But I think it looks better. Mike Janae says, I think the armor panels look better against the brown. IMO. I think you're right. But the problem is that there's this huge area right here that's just all this dark color. And again, this is going to get brighter, but it's going to turn into this kind of color, which this looks hilariously like the suit that we've done. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do something that's going to change the look dramatically. And I think I got a drop of water into my puddle of red paint that's super saturated and bright, so we will squirt some new stuff out here. Let's paint this middle chest thing red NMM, or as best as we can. You know, it's a fucking box, so it's not going to look good. Or maybe it will look good, but it's going to be challenging. Let's do it, though. Let's do that first, and then we'll do the exact same test we did again. I think it's important that the middle chest thing is also shiny and chrome. Just because we need an element in the middle of his body that is going to bridge the gap from the top half of his body to his loins, you know? That shiny crotch. I want you to go from the shoulders to the crotch, and the bridge to there is this chest box. His AC unit, his Tic Tac dispenser, his Game Boy Advance. All right, guys, I gotta pee so bad. All right, so I'm gonna mute my mic, and you're all just gonna chill. All right, I'm back. I think I bet I can run Doom. I'm going to paint the worst shape for NMM known to mankind. A flat object. Not only a flat object, but a flat object that's a square. We're just gonna, you just gotta fucking make it up, you know? We're just gonna make it up. Check. Is the music like heinously loud right now? I finally worked up the guts to start working on my Duchess. Such a lovely model. Thank you. Appreciate that. That also contains a bunch of tiny, flat, squarish objects. Yes. Okay, music is fine. Okay, cool. I can hear it playing in the headphones by the streaming desk, which is like not even like near me right now. And so I was like, holy cow, why can I suddenly hear it? Thank you for the feedback. I can still hear it. Excuse me. Is one of the ear cups flipped out? Maybe. Possibly. Can you show off the fighter since I missed it? Absolutely. I will never say no to talking about the Razor Wing. Well, on this stream. I don't want to keep showing it, but here is it at the moment. Has a charcoal black back half and front half with some subtle blending and some paint chipping, quite a bit of paint chipping. And then this middle portion, that's a nice kind of like cream and bone, which hasn't been weathered at all yet. Some conversions here. I removed the giant bubbles on this thing and added 3 rows of spikes because that just seems more dark Eldar-y. And then some chains that are like flying backward to help with the speed and motion of the ship. And then these flaps back here that they're called tailorons or ailerons. I cut those off so I can position them, and they'll be tan as well. So kind of get like this striping effect. But yeah, a little bit of an inverse of my scheme. It's mostly cream and black in my normal scheme, but this is mostly black and cream. I kind of liked it. I liked having the black on that perimeter. Thanks, Conflict Justice. Appreciate it. How we doing on time here? 4:08. Okay, gotta be done soon, but we'll get an idea for what this looks like. Now, basically, I'm trying to paint this thing while ignoring the buttons. And then I'll come back in and I'll paint the buttons. Black and cream sounds like a coffee order. Yeah. Is it just me, or does this game give Snake vibes? Like Metal Gear Solid Snake? Or like the animal snake. Reptile. Reptile? Are reptiles not animals? Well, they're part of the animal kingdom. No, like a rattle. Like, yeah, like a snake. Any ideas on the button colors? Lerny from Hades. There it is. Fucking Lerny, dude. Woo! That is bright. For the buttons, I wish I knew. I wish I had a clue, but I kind of don't. I'm like really remiss to add like any kind of like color. So maybe I just make the buttons black. What do I think of the Dota 2 update? I really like all the facets. I think they're really cool. I think Dota is such a cool game in how they like change it, but keep the identity of it intact. I think Valve's so good at thinking of ways to change the game in that kind of way. Wow, first stream I see of you and I get in on Shatterpoint? Awesome, hell yeah. What about the panel lights? The panel lights, like the light, these things. Yeah, I don't really know. Oh no, I am doing NMM. I'm trying to make it like his other red armor. I know you just said you're reticent. I've never heard that before. Reticent to add any color that disturbs the mono nest, but I think a super hot green or yellow would be dope accents, like a button or a color. I think that ink is really doing a lot of heavy lifting. I love that they are not precious with what they have. They will do a big change even when the game is in a good state just to keep things fresh and interesting. Yes, they do that all the time. A lot of streamers often cry for it too. They're like, oh, the game's boring. We need a new patch. Just because it's a known thing that whenever Valve releases a Dota 2 patch, like they're going to change the game in a huge way. They'll make the map 40% bigger. They'll add a whole new mechanic for every single hero in the game. And it's like, oh my God. It's hard, you know? Like when shards came out, I was like, holy shit, like I have to now learn everyone's shard. And it's like, no, that ain't gonna happen. Okay, we're gonna have to end the stream. Oh man, the constant AC in the building. There's always a hum in the building, whether or not the AC is on or not. And it just went away, and the room just it's happened before. The room gets so dead silent. Anyways, okay, I said we were gonna do this thing again. Let's do it again. I wish that games I liked did that. I wish every game did that. I wish Age of Sigmar did that. I feel like they try to do that. They do try to do that, but I think they ultimately do not change enough about the game to make it feel fresh enough. Although maybe with this new version they will. We'll see. We'll see. More like reticent, am I right, gamers? I love it. Person with 4K hours now finds the game boring and complains about lack of content. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, Evan. 4.0 very well may be that. We'll see. I'm interested. I'm very interested in playing to see how different of a game it feels. I asked Vince on the podcast, and I'll spoil a little bit of it here. I was like, how lethal of the game is it? And he said it was a less lethal game. And so that will definitely change the way it feels if that is true. All right, anyways, let's take a look. Now, if we cover up the brown half, it like really blocks a lot of the light. And we see just the chest and the new centerpiece. Okay, I like the center, the box on his chest. It's not done yet, but it's close enough to get an idea. I like that it bridges that gap. And we're comparing it now with the red waist jacket thing. Now, if we flip-flop over to here, and we cover up the red jacket, now we see the brown with the new middle portion. That definitely helps. It helps a lot that is there to continue the language of red NMM, even though there's like a large amount of brown right there. And I think when the cape is more of a saturated red as well, that may also help. We may go with the brown. Shoulder looks nicer. A Song of Ice and Fire, though. Yeah, see, Song of Ice and Fire's way of changing the game is introducing new stuff, which is not enough. It needs more than just that. But you're right, though. That game has stagnated a little bit. That isn't the reason why I'm not playing it right now. I'm just playing other games right now. But yeah. Man, Red Vader is really coming together. NMM is so weird how it looks like shit until just suddenly it doesn't. I know, right? It's very bizarre. I'm still team red on red. Rufus loves that red on red. Oh, is there a way I can make it not like trash? Maybe it's texture? I think the current colors with the... I like the current colors with the two cape colors. You like it being split? You like a little split action? I think the shin looks better against the brown. I agree with that. Maybe next time we will just do a bit of highlighting just to see what it looks like after we highlight it. Flancerus says dark cape, red red waistcoat thing, which we could do. Whole red may be a good bridge color. Whole red. I think I have an AK color called whole red. Actually, I think I probably grabbed it out. Or no. No, I didn't. I think the gloves can be brighter to match the rest. See, the thing is that the gloves and the boots were supposed to be dark brown because they're like extraneous elements and I didn't want to draw a lot of attention to them. But if they were the same color as this red waistcoat and the cloak was brown, would that look good? That could look good. Just because like we're kind of leaning into the gaudy nature of this, right? So if we give them just red gloves, like that would look bad, I think. But maybe it won't. I think it would look bad, but in a good way. Like a shitty 80s horror movie. Right side of the model is looking better. Okay. Right side of the model. Yeah. I think I agree with that, but I think we're onto something here with the red gloves and the red boots and the dark cape. I think that could help. And I think maybe doing something with the highlights, maybe adding texture or changing the hue slightly could work. When you look at all the red armor stuff in the movies, it's always red on red on red. Yeah, that is true. But the question that we have to ask ourselves is, while translating it to a miniature, does it look good? If the answer is no, then there's no point in clinging to that idea. We need to actually execute. And the way they do it in the images you shared with me, Rufus, was just like it's like all the exact same hue. And the only difference is just the material. It's like a shiny material or it's a fabric. And I don't think that would look good. It would look like an experiment, which this is an experiment, but I'm also trying to make it look good at the same time. I don't know what I'm doing. This is definitely that's definitely taxing me more than a normal paint job is taxing me in terms of like trying to figure out what works here. I don't think I've repainted this many parts of a model in a very long time. But I think we're getting somewhere with the chesting in the middle and the brighter red NMM. That really did work. Okay, we're gonna be done for today. Let me just read the rest of the chat here. No, I meant the darker waist cape, brighter outer cape. That is an option too. I think ultimately either can work. And it's hard to know what they look like without investing time and then having to undo it. Anyways, I think dark red on the cloth parts. I think the majority of the model is cloth other than the shiny red NMM. Well, this part and this part is cloth. I guess the gloves are leather. I have faith you can do it. I think you've already proven it can be done in the improvements you've done today. Yeah, I think so. I think we are in striking distance. A couple more experiments maybe. The part in the chest next to the panel could look darker. I am out. Okay, so like this stuff here, this striped stuff, that's more of this fabric. His arms and legs. I kind of painted it to look the same. But I could make it darker maybe. So if this Vader dies, does he come back in all white? Absolutely he does. Red is a strange color to work with sometimes. It is, especially with this this mono color. Fuck it, the capes are gonna be purple now if Scott doesn't stop reading chat. Remember when you fix the pants and make them more red? Yeah, I don't know if that was the problem though. I mean, the problem was the dark, thin black lines, or the whatever the color there. The armor on the shoulders and helmets need to be brighter red. You think it needs to be brighter still? Double D's minis. I think I'm done with this armor. I don't want to paint it anymore, other than this middle box thing. Let's just cut out the middleman and ask Vince. Yeah, me and chat, we're trying to figure out how to make Vince happy. Really what we're doing here. Okay, I'm done. I gotta go home. I got date night tonight with my wife. I'm gonna go do that. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for your subs. Thanks for chatting with me, sharing ideas with me, sharing feedback with me. I love that. I love hobbying via community or whatever you want to call it. It's enjoyable. I like it a lot. You have a good night as well, Logic Boy. You too, Retro Evil Inc. and Citizen Perfect. Done for the day or done with the model? Done for the day. Definitely not done with the model. See ya, Memesy Boy. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. I'll be here, same time, same place, next week. 1 p.m. CST, 1 to 4. Twitch.tv/Miniac if you want to hang out. Good night, Sir Blame. See you later, Infinite Void. All right, guys. You be good. Pay more minis. And all that goodness. What button do I push? This button.